Okay. So it's just me doing me things. Okay, so this is going to go like this. These are going to be the pages that are showing. So I'm trying to keep it. I want as much of the snakes as possible. So, but I also want to look at, okay, the colors. That has an echo of this. Ooh, I actually really like this one. Okay. I'll wait and see if anybody comes back in, and then we'll, get opinions. Hello. Okay, so in my mind, so I have these 4. And in my mind, as I'm holding them up and looking at the colors, I think that's 2 same. And I do like that one. And these are very similar. But I think the one I like best is this one. What do you guys think? You want? Which one would you like? These are the 4 I have that are the best ones. Which one would you like to have, Carla? Let's see. Let me see if I can. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Not picky. Do you like this one? The green and the it's that champagne color with the sparkle in it. Yes, you can open the door. I just know I'm live. Don't say anything weird. Unless you want it to go out weird in the world. Is this mine? Yes. Thank you. Sure, totally mine. That's a lot of food. I know. I think my dinner weighs 5 pounds. Stir fry. Okay. Let me find a place to put this. Alright. So, on the back of this, I don't have a pencil. I'm going to just write super lightly in the corner. Okay. Let's put that over there. I think I'm going to go with this one. I think this is the one I like. It's close to this color, but not exactly. And I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the vibe. All right. So I think what we need to do here is trim this down. Like I said, I do want, but I'm going to do torn edges. So I do want as much of the snakes in there as I can get. Okay. And then I'm okay if we just get kind of down to her lips. The rest of it's not that big a deal to me. And then we got a piece left over that we can use somewhere else later on. Okay, and then just a little bit on each side. All right, and then I think we're going to find something to put behind that. Thanks. I think we lost everybody. I don't think they're going to come back in. Whoopsie doodle. It could be a while before they get a notification, though. Good grief. Okay. I'm just getting a bite of this. Welcome back, Sherry. So I would like to cover the brown page with something before I glue this on, because it doesn't go all the way all over, and that's okay. But I'm looking, probably want something fairly tame, because the focal is the Medusa. I love the edges around this one. I wonder if we could use that one. Okay, so we want to keep as much of that in there as possible. So let's tear very carefully. I have confidence. I like that you're crafting during the week. I think that's awesome. And down here, I think it can be a little more circumspect. It's easier for me to control where I'm tearing if it's right up next to me. Hold on for a second, you guys. I'm sorry. So after I muted for else to tell me the thing that could have waited until I wasn't live anymore. Oh, my Porch Prints has good stuff. I like their stuff. Okay. Did I ever come back on for you guys, or was that kind of the end of the whole thing? No, I want to keep that. So kind of right in here is where we're going to tear. Okay. Cool. So is it a normal one or a creepy one, or what kind of stuff are we looking at? I need ink. I'm going to ink both these images up because that's what I usually do. Okay. When I clicked mute, when I came back in, it said I was disconnected from the internet, and it had the whole, evil globe of you can't get online. And it looked like it came back on. Like I could see everything moving on my end, but I guess it froze up on your guys' end. I was over here just talking away. But you know, buddy. All right, that looks good for the inking there. And then let's also ink up this Medusa picture. We're just layering it up. So I was saying I had a pretty good weekend. Oh, Minnie Allison. Nice. That's really cool. I can't wait to see how it comes out. Clearly it sparked your mojo and got you crafting. I like it. I'll be excited. I hope you'll share a little bit in one of the groups, so we can see when you're all done how it turned out. No pressure, though. You don't have to share anything you don't want to. Okay. Just trying to make sure we get good grungy coverage everywhere. Okay. We're going to move that out of the way so that we don't accidentally glue everywhere. You did buy a few creepy PDFs. Awesome. 'Tis the season. I talked a little bit, well, I thought I was live about, I'm kind of mad at myself. I thought I would have a job by now. The simple and most truthful thing is I really thought I'd at least have a part-time job by now. And I have all the way through the end of February, but I really wanted to, get some money stocked away. And the quicker I get a job, the quicker that's going to happen. Because worst case scenario, my plan B is just to put everything in storage and rent weekly. But so I kind of got stupidly beside myself, because things aren't going on the timeline I would like them to go on. Which is stupid, Going to be covering up most of that. Maybe I'll put the Medusa on the inside. Because I really like that. Now that I've got it on there, I really like it. Okay, so let's put the Medusa then on the inside. I think that will be okay. And I will just live with it, Look at this. That's a nice violet. Ooh, that's way lighter on camera than it is in person. Like, this is a much darker. Oh, nice. That's a good series to do that with. Those are some nice, creepy, but fun stuff to work with. So yeah, so I kind of spent the weekend angry with myself, but getting stuff done. So now I just need to, pick myself up out of the pity pool and maybe kick myself in the butt and just get on with it, A job will happen. It's, it's coming up. Well, it is, Christmas is coming. They'll always be hiring for seasonal. They should be starting if they haven't already. So I'll just keep applying for jobs and oh, okay. I'll keep an eye out for it. I think Sandy just went by with her food. She was humming like the happy yum yum. Okay, so that's going to be our outside. There's our inside for this side. And then let me get a bite of the stir fry real quick. Hold on. I haven't actually read the Miss Peregrine series. But I've heard from a couple of people that it's pretty good. You made a creepy Poe journal for your 15-year-old granddaughter. Her 10-year-old since one, but less though. Okay. Yeah. That's a good idea. That's perfect. Perfect age range for that kind of image. That is super awesome. Okay. I think that is just perfect. Oh, I didn't need to do that. Okay. So we're So I think you want her chin included. And I think I'm going to cut like to the middle of her forehead. And we'll probably come back in and doodle some on this. You know, maybe highlight some areas. And so I think I've had my moment of I think, you know, things aren't going my way kind of bullshit. We'll see. I think I got to stop overthinking things, you know? Plan for the worst, hope for the best. I forgot to ink it. Shoot. Okay, well, I can go over it later with a brush and do it that way. That's what I'll do. Because it's already got a big gloppy glue all over it. Okay, so I don't necessarily want the same thing on the back as the front. It can be different. That's part of the fun of working with jelly prints. But let's move that up there and let's look at, we've got some good fun pieces for something else. Let's see, what do we want to put on the back? That leaves us, something like that would leave us with words we could put on the back, or images, or we also have that one. If we want to just kind of keep it open with some color, but not go too far with it. And that one. So let's look at how those look. Yeah, I think those are the best choices for the back. Alright, so I like both of these. I'm kind of leaning towards this one because that's almost an eye-shaped piece. That could be definitely worked on later. So what I'm just going to do here real quick is give us a little line for tearing. Obviously, we want to at least tear that off to start. So we can do that on each side, I think, without anything bad happening. Okay. That's going to be our top, and I think this needs to be shaved down just a little bit. Just a little straighter, and then right along there. Still working at it. I don't want to tear off too much, you know. Okay. No. Too far, too far. Okay. And that gives it kind of an organic feel. Still didn't get the one piece I wanted off there. All right, I think I like that. Okay. I think some of the good news is everybody just kind of left me alone and let me work through it, you know? Those can probably be put in the scrap pile. All right. We'll keep it all the same for this page. Continuity and all that. I think in season, going backwards from season 25. I think they're in 25 or 26 right now. I have been watching more of the First We Feast, the Hot Ones episodes. And I've got into season 15 or 16 during the pandemic. Apparently they were doing them video-wise. So it's a little bit different than the newer ones. And I did watch, I came across as I was, scrolling through, picking out the Hot Ones episodes. And a compilation of season 1. The episodes were pretty short. And he was a little more confrontational as an interviewer. So that was interesting to see how far the show has come in terms of where they started out at and what it has evolved into. So still enjoying the Hot Wings celebrity interviews. I think they could interview just about anybody and it would be enjoyable because it really breaks down some barriers. Because it's hard to concentrate and really give stock answers because you're also dealing with all that hot spiciness, All right, so I do like that shape. I mean, and we could theoretically, although we couldn't because we have got faces in here. I'll worry about inking that in because it doesn't go all the way to the edge of the page. But that'll be our front cover. Let me move some of this. Bring our book back down. Yeah, because you're dealing with something physiologically, but it does affect your ability to think rationally. I don't find it funny, haha. It's more like interesting to me that to see how the body reacts, how hard it is to actually talk coherently and answer questions while you're undergoing that whole Hot Wings experience. Okay. So I think I'm pretty happy with how that's looking. And then let's take a look at the back side. So that's the back of the journal. Let's tilt it a little bit because it's glary. This has got that shimmer paint, that metallic shimmer. So let's go through here. There are a couple places where I did want to add some. But this is waxy inside, and this is where I thought I did iron some. Hold on, let me grab it. Some of this paper you get, this packaging paper you get from deliveries. If the sewing machine was working right now, I would sew this to this. I don't know because this is a waxy surface if it will glue. I'm gonna check on Elsa's opinion maybe if she's not too busy. Just looking for a couple places where maybe we could add some of the lighter, which part is gorgeous? Oh, this one, this the Readma paper cover. It's paper on the outside, but the inside has got a wax coating on it, and it came out just scrumptious. I don't even know if I'm going to put anything in there. I might just, you know, like, let that just be a page to enjoy as a page. But here we have our lime green here, so I thought maybe, oops. I thought maybe on this side here, so I can remember where I need to put it. It really doesn't matter at this point which way it goes. But I was thinking possibly all the shimmer. Yeah. Putting this one in here. This is a very nice light print. And I think on the other side we'll put that one. So we'll have two things going on because this paper's not big enough to cover both sides, you know. So I thought we'd do each one of these, and I want to keep this. Here we go. We have kind of another eye shape here, but we also have this where the color didn't pick up, and I like that detail in there. And then this one's got more colors, but I think we want to keep this side definitely, even though the coverage isn't very good, because it's interesting. So let's work on that. It's so shimmery. Okay, so okay. Let's see if we can't kind of tailor this a little bit. Okay. And then we'll turn it over and kind of do the same thing here. And then we've got a dip right here that I kind of want to account for. There we go. Okay. So what we need to do here, gonna line that up and then tear it right about there. Oops. Okie dokie. Just refining it a tad. There we go. And I think that'll work. I'm going to do this one in black, I think. Our physical conditions mess with our heads. I'm 2 months out of back surgery. It was going to be minor with a 4-inch incision into more than, oh my gosh. Well, yes, definitely. Wow. 11 inches. It's got to be exhausting at the end of the day. You know, stuff like that takes a while to recuperate from. Stringing together a whole sentence, probably not. You like the sound of paper being torn? A little ASMR. All right. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side once we get this glued down. Hey, Adria, how are you doing, miss? Hope you're having a good evening. Hope everybody, you know, I hope you guys had a great weekend and stuff. Good start to your week, at least a, you know, a decent one. We are, so I did manage to keep that in there and the eyeball shape. We may ultimately wind up gluing stuff over that, but These may be pages where I put a picture like right here and do a movie description. This is just for funsies. Surgery went well and healing good. Just get time. Yeah. Well, that's a much bigger incision to deal with than you were planning on. So yeah, that's definitely going to affect. Just adding a little bit of black ink to the outside edge. Don't push yourself too hard, you know. You gotta take care of your body. It's the only one you got. All right, so let's do the other side with the other image. And then what we're going to do is we're going to stick it under here. I definitely want that edge over there. So let's first start by just carefully tearing that. And that'll be our edge here. Okay. And then we have much less to work with over here. And I think what we might actually do is just take this off and tear the white space off. There we go. I have not received any packages. However, I do not know if anybody has checked them out recently. And that goes over there. That's the side I wanted there. I will check it after I'm live, and I will message you and let you know. I'll have to ask if I can check the mail first. Sorry. I'm trying to think of the last time somebody brought in mail, maybe 2 days ago. I'm just ripping some white edge off there. I'm doing some inking. Cooking bacon and making French toast is only 3 times I've cooked dinner in 2 months. You've got resting down pat. You need like a bar stool that you can rest on while you're making the French toast. That's a little bit time intensive for the cooking. Well, it is here. I only have a small fry pan, so I can only do 1 piece at a time. If you've got a griddle or something, you've got way easier time. So that's the way this goes, just like that. Perfect. I made breakfast this morning. I hadn't intended to make breakfast. But I guess Mike asked Els if she'd make some biscuits for him because he was hungry and he had to start work. And the next thing now, I'm getting messages asking me if it's Tom Jones kind of morning. And I didn't get it at first because, I hadn't been up. Well, I had been up a while, but I took a surfeit of allergy medicines yesterday and today because I wanted to claw my eyes out of my head. And then she's saying the bit, she did the typing of the Biscuits and Gravy song to, She's a Lady by Tom Jones. And I said I hadn't intended to make breakfast because I'm kind of off breakfast right now. And the messaging went back and forth for a little while. Ultimately, I wound up making biscuit sandwiches this morning. Although Els was nice enough to put the biscuits in the oven. Just making sure all the little edgy pieces, the corners, are glued down. We don't want anything lifting away. That looks like it's down pretty good. So that one's done. Okay. These don't really need anything. Nice brown, blank. You have a bar stool you use to cook and wash dishes. Nice. That's awesome. I would have never thought of it. The only reason I thought of it was because one time Liam asked me if he could make pancakes. And pancakes take a while. I think we can all agree to that. I came out. I was doing something in the bedroom. Maybe I was vacuuming or something. And I came out and I find him capped out in the kitchen with a bar stool, his phone, the pancakes, cooking on the stove. And I was like, that's a genius moment. I would have never, I just stand there and huff and puff a little bit. Okay, so this is the one I showed you before. It's actually, well, you may not have seen it since we went off the air. But I didn't realize it when I tore this and stuff, that this inside portion wasn't glued together. Because there's, But I thought, then why not leave it as a pocket, and I could reinforce it with the jelly prints on either side, and that'll make it sturdy, and then we can stick some movie reviews and stuff in here for specific shows and whatnot. I thought it would just make a nice touch, something fun. So I think I can do both sides of this one with this green. And, I picked ones that I thought would be good for scary movies / Halloween. I'm just flipping through what I've got here. I think I'm going to do this one on the other side. So I think if I tear it carefully, just do the edges and then kind of tear it in half. I think it will, on this side, because it's a little thinner, I think I can use that piece for both. And then we'll see what happens over here after. I didn't realize it, and I almost just yanked it apart, and then I thought, you know what? That's like a natural pocket. What are you doing? But it's a little flimsy because it's a giant mailer from Amazon. That's why it's painted white. You've got the Amazon markings on it. The white paint is to, give it a little sturdiness, and then the jelly print is to finish up the sturdiness. Pocket. I do seem to be turning into a pocket kind of. I never used to put pockets in anything, you guys. I was not a pocket kind of person. And then I want to try and tear this outside because we've got this nice little grungy edge that I don't necessarily want to tear off. So I'm just tearing it closely. And it's easier to do it next to me than on camera. I'm sorry. You're in your I'm in my pocket era. It's not an epoch, it's a pocket. Pocket. Okay. This one I don't have to be quite as careful about. I know, right? I am loving some pockets right now. I had to undo the serial killer and then I'm redoing it. I forgot to add in the extra pages like a dork. Okay, so we're gonna, yeah. I think I would like that edge towards the front though. We've got this nice, it's a little bit grungy. It's a little bit built up. It pulled off the jelly plate like that. So, I do want to just go along here and tear it as closely to that edge as we can. And then we'll tear this piece off right about there. I have lots of scraps to work with later. Okay, so that's perfect for that one. Hey, Steffi G, how's it going? How you doing, miss? Let me just real quick. Oops, I glued everything. I overglued. I'm making all kinds of squeaky noises. Okay, so yeah, that is making that more sturdy to hold things in the pocket that's naturally a part of this piece of paper. So now let's do the other side. Not much trimming needs to be done here. Just do that up a tiny little bit. Okay. Literally a thin strip needs to come off there. Okay. Just a smidge thinner. Okay, no worries. In your own time. I haven't eaten but a couple bites of mine. Did you make a big ass helping like you gave me? I forgot what I was talking about. I got sidetracked. Does anybody remember what I was talking about? No, crazy lady, you're supposed to remember what you're talking about. Okay, so we're going to put this right down here. We didn't ink the other one, so we won't ink this one. It's all good. We don't have to ink everything. Your portion control's turned off. Probably because you haven't had stir fry in a while and it probably just sounded really good. Although I will say some of that cauliflower. Chunka right there. We do need a little bit right close to the edge there. Okay. Okay. And there you go. That gives us a little stability for the natural pocket that creates. And when it dries, it won't be all soft. So always a little soft right when you're... All right, so let's do the same thing with this other one. Janice, how's it going? I'm on top chat again. Dang it. I forgot I restarted and then I didn't come in and put live chat on. Sorry. Sorry if I missed you, Janice. Not intentional. I'm just a dork. It's sort of going all. I'm sorry. That was this past weekend for me. And the previous week. It just did not go the way I wanted it to. In the least. Okay. I think we're going to get both sides off this one too, so that should be good. Okay. We need to tear this down just a little bit more. I could see it was going a little bit higher than the paper when I was tearing it. All right. So just tear that right there. I have not watched any of the debates. I probably should have. I'm sure I can catch them on YouTube if I want to. I'm kind of pretending that whole political thing is not happening. Are you guys feeling optimistic about it, or is it just a giant shit show? All right. You're sleeping? Carla's crafting. Adri's sleeping. Get some rest, girl. You work hard. I bet you need that rest. Lives will always be here, but you will not always have time to rest. All right, so that side's pretty good. So I'm just going to flip it over here. Actually, it's pretty good until you get just over in here. Let's see if that's going to work out for us. Just a smidge more here. Oh boy. I'm sure it will come out fine in the end, Carla. There's always a bit of angst in the middle of every project, isn't there? Plausible deniability. So, Els, anything you want to tell the ladies? You got any news or upcoming exciting things? I don't know anything anymore. I seem to just be in my own little world. All right, here we go. Need that paper towel. Where do I keep putting it? Cancer Center. Let's see. If she's sleep typing. There you go. Friend who is getting treatment. Hold on, I missed something up there. I'm trying to finish hats by sewing the ends in. Oh boy, well that's good. That's a good thing to do. That's awesome. She told me this joke the other day. Such a dad joke. I thought you already told that on one of your lives. Are you recycling dad jokes on me? Just inking up some edges here. I think this one's getting worn out. I think I have a ray inker somewhere. I also have another black ink pad somewhere. I just need to narrow down the box it's in. I already brought a box in here the other day to, this is very soft, I gotta say. Because of all the glue in it. It's not dry, so it's super bendy. Janice, right? All right, so there's our nice, and it's nice and sturdy now because we've added the white paint and the jelly prints. And we're going to keep that near the bottom because, you know, obviously we want to use it as a pocket. Okay, and then we've got our middle, and I think we've done all of the gluing we want to do with this one. Let's have just a quick peek through again with our new additions. I've got paper everywhere now. Ooh, maybe I want to add this on here. Do I want it to go? Yeah, let's add that on and then we'll flip through it. Looking past the shoulders is a no-no. Make eye contact, that's what you're saying? Blind men need blinders. Adria, I'm scared to guess. Aw, Sir Barkley. Aw. It's good that you guys switch off. Oh, you know what? I don't want to put it there. We specifically wanted this little grungy edge. So maybe as we go through, we'll keep an eye out for a place we could put that. Okay. So let's flip through this again. And make sure I'm on camera this time. Okay, so this is our front. We've got a nice generic front so we can put, you know, something about what the journal's going to be for on there. Then we've got our Medusa print over here. There's our school bus yellow. I painted over all the surfaces that have like the Amazon markings or labels, or the whole name is probably going to be Sir Charles Kingsley Barks-a-Lot, son of Swagger of the House Beagle, aka Chuck. Nice! I like it. If I ever get a dog, it would be a Scottish Terrier or a... I don't even know what that second dog is. It's for horror movies. It's for tracking horror movies. And then I'm making a second one, and that one's probably going to be for sale. I have another one that's similar, but not exactly the same. I think I showed it earlier. All right, so this is an olive green that got all stripy and weird. Skipper, okay. Skipper K. What kind of dog? What is it a mix of? Beagles are great, a little high energy sometimes. We have a Bigador, which is a fancy name for A designer mutt. 13. Oh, shaped like a beagle, but he's a barker. Oh, that's nice, Carla. I like it. Okay, so yeah, so anywhere there was markings, this is that color that we all really like on the jelly plate. Hold on. This Merlot. And then we've got, you know, a file folder. We can't live without a file folder. And I think I want that towards the bottom. Here's another jelly print we used. Some nice, just the background. Let me see if I can, there we go. It's that, that metallic paint. It's got nice interest, but it's not, you know, I'll be able to glue and print and stuff over it fine. A little bit of the lime green, and I like these together. I just went with it. I know, isn't it? I've never used it on just a big sheet of paper before, but I like it. And then we've got Els saved me an Office Max bag, and it was huge. Another file folder. This is a Winco grocery bag, which I now need some more of. I used all my Winco grocery bags. That's the other side of that Office Max. This is that envelope that we talked about. That was an Amazon mailer. Then we've got, I had to paint one black and one red, you know. And then over here, we're going back the other way. Now there's our pocket. And I'll need to glue down that edge. I pulled it a little bit. It's going to be a pocket, darn it. Let me go ahead and put some glue right there right now while I'm thinking about it. Just a wee itty bit of glue. Okay. Smoosh the glue, smoosh the glue. Now we're heading back the other way. And this is one of those, it's that champagne color of the metallic paint. It almost looks like one of those blankets, you know. Here we go. Our other jelly print over here, which is got some gold in it and I think a little brown. The other side of that that Merlot. And then there's that fun, everything's a little off kilter. When I go to sew it, I'll have to make sure everything's lined up right. That's the ream wrapper that I dyed in one of the new colors I made. Our school bus yellow again. And then here's our cover with the creepy girl, and we'll add some details to her. Bye, Els. Have a good night. Lame is what the gold looks like. Yeah, a little bit. Registration papers. It's interesting to see where the dogs' names come from. It's spelled the same but pronounced differently. You know, like a gold lame dress, like a evening gown, and it sparkles and shimmers. Oh boy. So all that's left now is to sew this and get it started, because I need to be starting that content tomorrow. I gotta watch a movie tonight. I didn't find a spot immediately for this. Let me think about it real quick. It'd have to be a thicker kind of page. It doesn't have to go in here. I just thought it might be fun. little too tall. We might use it in the other one though. That could be a thing. Okay. So, and I spent this afternoon working on these. So we'll bring out the other one and show it to you. I had a black and white spotted cat named Congo. Drove the vet's office crazy. They said it was a dog's name. Aw, name discrimination. We had a cat named Fido. Growing up. First time we went to the vet, they looked at us funny. They're profiling those animals, man. So this is the other one. I put a folder on the outside. The papers still need to be. So this is the kind of stuff I covered up. And the Wiener Schnitzel, anything like that. That's what I was covering up with the color. Interesting fun fact, when you iron over these sticky labels, they turn completely black. Just so you know. Waltz is a decent guy. We're civil to each other. Well, that's nice. But they're the VP candidates, so. I didn't know that would happen, but I was ironing. Some of them were a little extra crunchy. So. This one's a little more tame. And look at that one. That got all weird. It'll get painted over, though. So I don't know if I'm just going to... This is the one that's probably going to go into a sale. I don't know if I should paint in it or not. I'm kind of having mixed feelings about it. But I was kind of going to treat it the same way as that other one. Yeah, they're an interesting breed. Noodles fetches. Noodles likes brains. It was bruisey. Ooh, that doesn't sound like fun. I don't know. I've never really worked with the heat receipt paper. Our bull's legal name is Balancer something 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 something. I named him Earl. So what do you guys think? Paint or no paint? Heat receipt paper turns black if you use a heat tool on it. Those labels did, but I used a hot iron. I think that it does turn black and stay black. I noticed they have stable names and a different name on the paperwork. Ah. I saw some trick to do with embossing die cutting machine. Uh-oh. Time to experiment, Adria. We know you have we know you're an out-of-the-box thinker. I think you can figure it out. Who doesn't like a good art experiment, right? But yeah, so I thought it would be fun to just come on and show you guys that, what I've been working on today. And I still have a little more ironing to do, but I'm getting there. Okay, Janice. Let me put the lid on this glue before it gets all clogged up. So let's see. I'm not going to bother to paint over the Office Max thing. I think that's livable. And it looks like this one doesn't. Okay, so it does on this side. It has a marking. So you can see I was painting on this I'll take it out to the slop sink when it's cleared out, and I'll give it a good wash. There's a bucket or something in there earlier. I can't remember. I think it was a bucket, probably for the fish. So we'll just real quick. Let me find my brush. I always don't put on enough paint. I went ahead and started with white on this just because I didn't want the solid black that's on some of this, or the very bright. Like this has a bright orangey red on it. To show through if I use like a lighter color like that lime green, or you know, something that's a little bit lighter. Like I used the pistachio in my list book, and I had to paint it white first because the black stuff on the page, you know, for the advertising for the blick on that page was really dark, and if I just put that light pistachio on there, I wouldn't have been able to write on it as easily, I don't think. I feel like I washed this brush out and now it doesn't want to work. It's still soft and pliable. Tomorrow we'll be working on the Tiny Tini. And then Thursday we're going to do Serial Killer. I think I know which pile it's in, but it's way in the back of the bed. And there's kind of a low-key craft lunch going on over there. So you don't want to risk dumping a bunch of stuff behind the bed. So we need to glue that down. Just a little bit of glue stick, I think will do it. Okay. But I'll be on after Rosemary, so 7:15. And I'm going to restart my computer tonight so that hopefully we won't have any technical issues tomorrow. That was a little bit of a pita, right? Okay, and then we'll go over that with some color when it's dry enough. I think I'm going to sew these in tonight if I can. I don't know if I'll be able to sew the second one tonight. They got to go through all the painting and the and stuff like that. Let me move this before I get paint on it. That would not make me happy. I'm trying to think of other things to tell you guys. Not that much interesting going on. I wish I had good news, you know. I don't have bad news per se, just, you know, nothing new to report really. Paul's name reflects his fame and silence. I don't know much about dog breeding and stuff, but I know it's a big deal. Try not to leave fingerprints all over it. In some cases, I did 2 coats if I was just going to leave it white. If I put colored paint on it, I just put 1 coat and then the color, unless it was really, really dark. Oh, nice. That could be fun. There's another part of the Wiener Schnitzel bag. So yeah, I brought a box in here to pack up some stuff. I haven't done it yet. But I have some things I know that just need to be packed up and set aside. And I've already started a box in the garage for things that can go back to the thrift store. That's a little thicker than I wanted, but I did put a lot of paint on there. You need a bag like what? The Wiener Schnitzel? Alice goes there all the time. Next time one comes into the house, I'll see if I can't snag it for you. Or if you let me know what kind of bag, I can try and, well, not try, I can set one aside for you. It's not like we have a shortage of the Wiener Schnitzel bags. I ironed all this paper, but it's still pretty wrinkly. Those envelopes, you know, get beat to shit. It's good to be able to upcycle them, though. But even if I didn't, they are recyclable, you know. I like to, you know, use up as much stuff that comes in as I can. Oh, Wiener, I get it. Okay. Yeah, I'll snag you a couple when they come in. Sometimes we get the handled ones even. But mostly what we get are the little... Els is a fan of their sauerkraut dog. And she's usually the only one getting it. So it comes in its own little tiny, that size bag that I just painted over. But I'll snag a couple for you. That's fun. You could, totally. That would be very cute. Completely 100% cute, off the charts cute. Dying of the cute. I do like how that turned out, but that's not going to work for this particular journal. So I'm just going to paint over it. And I'm just going to make a big gooey mess. Because why not, right? We're getting close to our time, so probably what will happen is these ones that I've done about more than half the journal, I think, in painting. And I'll go read outside for a little bit and let it dry. And we will if I get them finished tonight and tomorrow, I will definitely show you when the live starts, how they came out. These are pretty easy. I mean, they're a little bit hard to wrangle because, you know, it's all puffy and wrinkled and stuff, but it's a fairly simple binding and a fairly simple journal. It's not like it's got a lot of complicated parts or a weird, you know, binding or anything. I put it on a little thick because the Amazon ones, they're usually pretty dark. The markings. All right. See if I can find another spot to lay this. Let's see. Oh, I hate when I hear dogs have been abused. They're so lovable. You snagged the silverware bags? Don't ask. We did when we ate there, and that one breakfast place we ate at had them too. I think I collected 3 or 4 sets while we were on the road of those silverware bags. And Els will occasionally bring one home from somewhere if her and Mike go out to eat. Because they've been having some more date nights, and it's cute. It's disgustingly cute. But it's good to see them reconnecting and enjoying each other. It's awesome. We should all be so lucky to find our person. I know some of you already have found your person. I think that my person is very confused somewhere or in an institution. There's a good chance my person's in an institution. And I love that they met on the internet, you know. How many success stories? I know that the dating websites make commercials and talk about how, you know, hundreds and hundreds, maybe even thousands of people have met that way. And I know several people who did meet online and it worked out great for them. But I got to stand up to place this. He's somewhere out there. Well, we've joked a lot about mine's potentially pushing on a pole door or stuck in a hole somewhere, you know. Here's a Subway bag. Love the Subway bags, both kinds. The one with the handles and just the long one that the sandwich comes in. Sometimes I ask them for an extra one and they give it to me. I know I'm being very messy about this. I'm sorry for all you OCD people out there. I know watching me work is sometimes a little maddening. And Carla is just okay. And sometimes you know, maybe I don't have a person. Maybe that's not, you know, in this lifetime sort of thing. I do believe in reincarnation. So maybe my person's, you know, somewhere down the line. That could be a thing. All right, here we go. Another piece down and ready to go. Well, yes, you had a person that I think you had a Mike and L's quality, you know, person. And that's shitty that he's gone. And I'm sorry. Honestly, I think it's, you know, easier to not find your person than it is to find your person and then lose them. I think that sucks. But it could also be the case that I am my own person. Me, myself, and I could have a long, you know, happy relationship talking to each other and reading books and eating yummy food. I give some decent advice every now and then. I just rarely follow my own advice. Maybe I should, you know, consider my own advice a little more. Just trying to make sure those edges are nice and covered. I am my own grandpa, maybe. Well, let's hold on. Let's check this before we paint it this time. Sometimes I throw this part away, or I separate it and tear it into two smaller pieces. Smaller. Somehow still not managed to not get that center. You just rent home. Well, that's what people who are in relationships do. I know the perfect person for you, and they really don't know you at all. You found your person on nice. Aw, awesome 28 years. I'm so happy for you. Hey, Christine, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Just painting some bags and making a upcycled junkie journal. That one's good. I think we got 2 or 3 more, and then we'll be done, and then we'll get off this crazy thing. Yes, definitely. Happy 28th. We're probably a little off the mark, you know, but that is just amazing. Just smooshing the paint all over the place. I'm a smooshy, smooshy paint person. I'm not making a mess. I need to take the ironing board up and clear everything in my little sitting area here and vacuum tomorrow. It's just paper bits everywhere. That's what I'm saying. And if I get some on the other side, it's not that big a deal. I don't think it looks bad that way if you get a little cross-contamination every now and then. Once these all dry, then I'll go back in with a little color on some of them. Maybe a couple of plainer jelly prints on some of the smaller ones. The high was 60 today. Yesterday was 86. Wow. It was 104 here today, and I think the low tonight is supposed to be 89 or 90. I think that's what I read this morning. I was comparing weather notes with somebody in Texas. That person had got cold overnight. They had a little cold front come in. Left the kitchen window open and came out to a very chilly kitchen. Let's see what we got here. That one needs it, but this one doesn't. See? Okay. So this is our last one to paint white. Your dad was from Tennessee? Nice. Yeah, it was chilly. Somebody's yelling about something. Maybe I should go make sure everything's well. There's 3 other adults in the house. Let me make sure they're not outside and that's not Sandy having something wrong. Hold on. Sandy, are you okay? All right, I'm sorry. Sandy had a spill. I'll let you guys know how she's doing a little later. He hasn't moved 1,000 feet since birth. Oh my. So I moved all over the place. By blood or marriage. So, keep Sandy in your thoughts. She had a tumble. I think she's going to be okay. But, she's got lymphedema, so we have to be extra careful with her. My canals are on it, and it's a cramped area where she fell. So, I'm going to let them handle that. And then we'll wrap up here. You moved 1,500 miles at 45. Before that, you moved 37 miles. Well, you really made an across-the-country trip there, Carla. That was from Texas to Minnesota. My dad was in the Air Force. And I've lived all over the place. When I was a child, I was born in California. My dad was stated, so I lived briefly in Texas as an infant, because that's where my dad went through basic training. Born in Salinas, California. We lived in the Philippines or Japan when I was still a baby. I don't remember it at all, but my mom tells some funny stories. And then we moved to the Philippines when I was like grade school age, like maybe to age 6 or so. And then we moved to Hawaii. And then we went from Hawaii to Maryland on a cross-country trip. And we lived in Maryland for a good long time, like six years, I think. Almost 7. Fort Worth that's a big move. Had you ever been to Minnesota before? All right. So I'm just going to unpile a few things so that I've got a lot of soggy stuff, not necessarily wet, but, soft. So I'm just going to, spread the wealth a little. Okay, I think that's good. That way we don't get anything that stacks together or sticks together. And then once in 1996. Sounds like they're fixing whatever's wrong. Okay, I'm just wrapping this in a wet paper towel so the brush doesn't get all stiff and yucky. Okay. Painty hands. Look at my hands. I've been painting all day. We've got it all over my arm. Which do you prefer, Carla? Are you hardcore Minnesota now, or do you miss Texas? Texas to Alaska, to California, to Texas, to New Mexico, Maryland, Texas, Alabama. Texas keeps reappearing, and then Tennessee. In 15 years, nice. I went from Salinas to someplace in Texas, to Japan, the Philippines, Hawaii, Maryland, and then we went to Germany, and we were there for a couple of years. You missed Texas. Germany, South Carolina, Oklahoma, back to South Carolina, and then no, not back to South Carolina. I went from Oklahoma to Arizona to the Grand Canyon. From there, I went to Kings Canyon in Sequoia National Park, and then to Death Valley, and then to Phoenix, Ohio, back to Phoenix, and finally here. I loved most of the places I lived. I got to be honest with you. There's stuff going on in the hallway. I'm so sorry. But it sounds like Sandy's going to be okay. It's just, difficult in the aftermath of a fall. I think on that note, I'm going to let you guys go for tonight. She's up and moving around, and Els will give you an update in the morning. You went to 9 schools to get through high school. Oof, yeah. That's one thing I didn't like is all the schools. There's no continuity in education from base to base. The program's not the same everywhere. I repeated a bunch of things and I missed a bunch of things. Moving a lot has its benefits, but it has its detractions too. I wouldn't trade my history for anything. I truly enjoyed the amazing life I've had. And while I'm ready to leave this place, there's always something more and interesting yet to come. But I'm going to go and I'm going to see if there's anything you can do to help out with Sandy. And I will catch you guys tomorrow night after Rosemary. And Els will give you an update tomorrow on Sandy. Just keep her in your thoughts, you guys. Yes, I agree, Brenda. Thank you so much, Christine. I'm not going to do my outro. I'm just going to let you guys go. Bright blessings and hugs and hisses to you all. And I hope to see you real soon. Bye, 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 bye. The end. Push the button. Thank you, ladies.